Good afternoon, traders. Welcome to NinjaTrader Live. I'm Tracy Shuchart, senior economist, and here's what happened while we were away. Trump was in the Oval Office and gave some doozy statements on Iran. The ceasefire between the U.S. and Iran reached a particularly precarious moment Monday as President Trump said the agreement was on, quote, massive life support after he rejected Tehran's latest peace offer. Speaking to reporters in the Oval Office, Trump called Iran's response to his proposal a piece of garbage and that he didn't even want to finish reading it. We did see oil prices rise on the back of those comments, with WTI hitting almost 100 before pulling back. We also saw Treasury yields rise on that. Trump has now floated a temporary, and I talked about this before and said that they would probably do this, but Trump floated a temporary U.S. tax halt as pump prices soar. Trump told reporters at the White House that he'll seek to suspend the federal 18.4 cents a gallon tax on gasoline until it is appropriate. He did acknowledge that the savings to consumer would be a fraction of what the run-up in prices is, but it's a small percentage, but it's still money, Trump said. We are on, speaking of driving, we have AAA is now forecasting a record number of Memorial Day drivers despite high gas prices. A record number of people are expected to travel by car over Memorial Day this weekend, but the holiday will likely see the slowest auto growth in travel as drivers deal with spiking gas prices. They expect some 39.1 million people are projected to drive at least 50 miles for the holiday weekend, an unofficial start of summer. That is opposed to 39 million that people took on road trips during that same period last year. So still expecting record number of drivers. Haven't really seen a pullback in demand yet, despite those higher prices. Now, the Trump administration is also planning to temporarily reduce tariffs on beef imports as soon as perhaps later on today, as it tries to bring down beef prices. The move would suspend the annual tariff rate quota, which applies a higher rate after a certain level of beef imports are reached on all beef exporting nations. That would allow more of the product to enter the U.S. at lower rates. As you know, we've talked to some farmers before. We know this is a huge concern. The U.S. cattle herd has shrunk to a 75-year low, sending consumers to record highs while also tightening margins for meat processors. And we really haven't seen a pullback in demand, particularly with the new GLP-1s and this high protein craze that has been going on. So that beef has been the largest input to the food inflation, which is kind of a political flashpoint, obviously, for the Trump administration ahead of midterm elections. So we will see if that we'll see what they say about that and what those tariff reductions do look like. Live cattle did drop a little bit on that, but has retraced and now is flat on the day. GM has warned that it is going to cut hundreds of salaried workers from its IT ranks in an effort to trim costs and clear the way to bring in staff with skills in other technology areas. A lot of people are saying, is this due to AI? They didn't really specify whether it was AI or not, but just another company that is cutting workers. Keep that in mind, as we've seen a lot of these other IT companies themselves cutting a lot of jobs. And so we'll see if this ends up showing up in the employment data at any point. Michael Burry was on the wires. Of course, everybody X gets all excited when he speaks, but he is warning that the NASDAQ 100 index is headed towards a dramatic reversal after a parabolic surge. He said the market resembles the peak of the dot-com bubble and that the NASDAQ 100 is trading at 43 times earning, which he believes is well above the implied level. He advised taking profits from the recent rally and reducing exposure to stocks, particularly those in the tech sector, saying that the consequences of not doing so will be unavoidable. So that is the talk of the town. And then last but not least, we have Morgan Stanley saying spicier CPI inflation. We get that data tomorrow. Spicier. I definitely think that this will start to fill in, but ultimately really matters how the inflation numbers over the next couple of days come in, because we've got CPI, PPI, and import prices, and all three of these do contribute in their own ways to what we end up getting in the PCE, which is, of course, the important number for the Federal Reserve. So tomorrow's data and Wednesday's data going to be extremely important. And with that, I'll pass it to Jim for an Edge report.
Thank you, Tracy. Well, let's revisit the RBOB gasoline futures situation here. This is a daily candle chart, and you can see we're up to the right. And today's no different. I mean, this is a pretty strong pattern, actually, and it deviates a little bit from crude oil, even though they're heavily correlated, as they should be. But I had to literally draw an extension to try to figure out some targets on the upside. I mean, the moving averages sloping up. We're above that 80 MA. We didn't even wick to it today. Above the 21, above the 50, way above the 150. RSI is kind of arcing back up. Now, it's still in the middle of the pack, though, suggesting that there's a lot of room to grow. So I added this extension, and we achieved this 76.6%. We already hit that. Now, it's for extensions are the opposite for me than regular fib retracements. We start getting closes and candles above the 61.8%. That's bullish. We start getting them below the 38.2%. That's bearish. That's just how I read this chart. Now, next target up. 394.87 on the upside, right? Perfectly timed as we enter into the driving season. So RBOB gasoline futures, I'm keeping my eye on. It's a little bit thinner, folks. So if you're trading it intraday, remember, enter on limit orders is best practices. Today, kind of really nice, perfect volume profile. Actually, point of control, we're right at it. VWAP, we're right at it. I doubt there's much to do for the rest of the day unless we can get some strange, or not strange, I should say, some caustic news in the news cycle right now. So, but oscillating nicely. A lot of opportunities today. R2, we're just south of that right now. R1 really frame the bottom of the conversation right here in this. So again, I'm going to look for some movement, and sometimes it does move. We gapped up on the Sunday open, and we never filled that gap. We never looked back. We might not fill it for a while. So that's kind of market number one. Market number two is the bond market. I mean, this has been an interesting market. It's reacting to everything, the news, it's and also inflation expectations, what we're going to see on CPI, what we're going to see from the Fed. And today we have a little bit of a xylophone pattern, but this is kind of negative here. We're just tapping against that 113 even handle right now. It's funny too, because look how tight the 21 and the 80 MAs are. That's that green and that yellow line. We traded through them both the last 3 sessions. So they're kind of sideways, unequivocal. We'll see. Right now, I'm kind of bearish in this market. We're south of that 113 and 10 30 seconds, which really was that April support. Next step down could be a low 112 handle. I've kind of changed my tune on when I want to enter this market on the long side. I want to flush below that 112.16. I was at between 116 and 118 before. Not anymore. This is looking a little bit on the scary side. Intraday, nice, perfect volume profile, point of control smack dab in the middle here at 07. We're about 5 ticks away from that right now. One day min, we didn't quite get to it, and that JAX 3 that I talked about earlier today, JAX 1 I talked about earlier today, we're really kind of trading at that level at this point. So again, I don't expect too much, but the trend from the initial balance has been nothing but down, not a huge amount down, but enough to kind of worry me, like almost a half a handle. That's almost $500 a contract. You're below that 8 high vol level and the 0 DTE put support. That's also bearish, so keep that in mind. Lastly but not leastly, I'm sure Tracy says it better than me, but let's just shoot over to the NASDAQ here. This is now, by the way, Russell is the big winner today. That's up 0.79%. But look at the Nasdaq go. I mean, it's like if you're super brave to hit that sell button today. Over the last 3 weeks. Anyway, it's just driving. Look at these moving averages. They're sloping up crazily. We're way overbought on the RSI. Now, this is a lesson on RSI where we could be overbought for a long period of time, according to being over the 70 level. We've been over that 70 level for, I don't know, since the income tax day on the 15th of April. So a long, long time. So you could stay elevated here. What I want to see is velocity of a slope, and I want to see velocity crossing under the downside. Nowhere near for that to happen right now. Again, you could try to do some extensions for targets up, but it's even hard to do extensions here because there's no pullback. You need a third data point to get a little bit of a pullback to do an extension, and we don't have one. This thing is rocking and rolling. Just checking out the intraday chart really quickly here. Volume profile is almost rectangular. It's a little weird today. It's not that great. We never got to 0 DTE call resistance, 0 DTE gamma wall. We just kind of keep hitting resistance. Now, I'm not suggesting anybody go short here, but we'll see if we break through that ceiling and get a little bit higher here. Point of control, again, is not very good. I'm going to follow that 9 EMA. It's been a pretty good guide on the intraday charts, especially going into the afternoon. So looks like there's another bid trying to make new highs in the NASI. So be careful out there. And that's this afternoon's Edge Report. We are ready to trade the close with three very young, talented individuals. We have Joey, Jack, and Nick. Good afternoon, gentlemen. How's everybody doing?
What's up? How we doing?
Well, you guys have a big, big job to do today. It's an important job. If we get 300 likes in the afternoon, and or 800 viewers this afternoon, then we spin
the Wheel of Futures.
Let's go.
Yeah. and so here's how it works. You register, there'll be a link in the chat. You submit your name and say, yeah, I want to be part of this contest, this fun spin. And then when we hit the milestones, we're going to spin that. We're going to call your name out. We're going to put it up on the screen, your handle, and then we're going to go. We're going to spin that wheel. Now you got to be here. You got 60 seconds to say yes, I'm here. After we say we're ready, and then the wheel's going to spin, and you're going to get one of those. Depending on where the wheel lands, you're going to get one of those prizes: a T-shirt, NinjaTrader branded hoodie, hat, a sticker pack, and or a 1 ounce NinjaTrader silver coin. So it's going to be a lot of fun. We just got this mile. So that's why I'm saying these guys have their work to cut out for, man. We got to get the likes. We got to get the viewers. I think we could do it.
I think we can do it. I think
we'll do it
done. Yeah. I think we'll get it done for sure.
All right. All right. And then we could conceivably do two, right? We could do one for the 300 likes and then one for the 800 viewers. Double your fun. So get in there, hit that link, everybody. It's going to be a lot of fun for sure. Having said all that, let's go at crazy day today again. It's a happy Monday. Let's go around the horn. Joey, what are you thinking, man?
Man, NASDAQ just catching bid after bid after bid. We had one good solid setup. I'm pretty upset. I did miss this setup. Earlier this morning, we had a nice move down below IB low with a strong wick out of it, and it's just seen upside ever since then. This was a textbook IB low failure for my playbook. Unfortunately, I was not in this trade, but we just have seen a bid ever since, getting back above the IB mid, VWAP, and then just eventually making new all-time highs. And since then, we kind of just been consolidating IB high, still catching a bid above. Normally, I would say, I would love to see sellers bring us back below IB high, but I just don't think right now. I mean, I've said that a couple of days, and that's just not been the case. NASDAQ's been in infinite bid mode, it seems, and so I'm just sticking with longs even above IB high here for continuation plays.
Yeah, crazy. I know. It's impossible to pick the top two. I mean, the top might not come for 6 months for all we know.
Yeah, no, definitely not trying to pick any tops. At this point, it's longs until the market says otherwise. Got
it. Nick, what are you thinking, man?
I'm kind of in the same camp as Joey, I guess. I mean, we're above the IB high. We're at the all-time high here in NQ. I don't know how much I still want to do. I've only taken like 2 trades today. I've kept it pretty light. Mondays, I never love to get too aggressive. Granted, I'm weirdly turn my gain down. I can do that. Am I just like yelling?
We should never turn gains down, man. We want gains.
I don't know if I'm yelling. Is that better?
You sound good.
Okay. Well, yeah, I'm figuring this out. So yeah, we're at all-time highs. If there might be a short here back into the range at the very least, down to the overnight high, 29,400s, but yeah, not my cup of tea to try to get long here at the all-time high. So without a pullback, I'm probably sitting on my hands for a little bit.
Yeah. Well, you bet Stowe's probably getting long anyway.
Oh, he's probably already long. He probably added.
All right, Jack, what are you doing? How many markets we got cooking here?
Dude, I just got short CL, and I got long gold this morning and added on the dip at about 1240 as we drop down. But I just want to show you guys something. So these indicators, I am meeting with Mike Burke later this week to start getting them on platform for some of you guys. But it's no surprise. I've been bullish gold here, and it's been getting better pullbacks than I think the indexes are. And something I always look for is what I've referred to as my mid, upper mid, and lower mid, which is just kind of how I frame the market in three different zones. And if we're bullish, if I'm bullish a market and we are below the lower mid, which is this green line right here, and then so this green horizontal line right here is what I refer to as lower mid. The blue is the mid. But if we're below the lower mid, that tells me that we're at the lower end of the range that like I want to trade. And if I have a higher time frame bias long, and then I start getting these vertical green lines, that tells me these are all momentum signals. And then I basically begin looking for pullback. So I got long gold here early this morning, and then I added on it. So I'm looking for that to potentially continue. I mean, I've moved my stop below this low. It's just managing this position here. And then I did just get stopped out of my CL position. So I'm going to keep watching that. We did run into the overnight resistance up that 99.80 level. And I do think we can fall from here back into at least 97 before finding support. But my number one rule of these indexes right now is simply do not short them, no matter how good you think the trade is. And the pullback levels I'm looking at in the NQ, really, I don't think are going to trade today. They're all the way back at the bottom of today's range, near 29,890 area. For the NASDAQ and 7420 area for the ES. So I have some alerts set at those two levels in the indexes. And if we get down there, I am a willing buyer. But if we don't, I will not be trading the indexes. Silver is the biggest performer on the day of the futures I watch. That's up 6-7% here today. And I'm hoping gold can kind of catch a bit. We're basically unchanged on the day. But with silver breaking out, I do think gold is going to continue to break out. My larger time frame upside targets are above 4,900, and I'm going to continue to look for pullbacks in that market and try to catch the runs up that it's given.
So, Jack, the exit strategy we see on the screen here, are you just going to hold that till the bitter end and see what happens?
Yeah, I'm just kind of trailing. It's one of those positions where I don't really know how far it's going to go. I'm just watching the price action. We got a few hours left. The pit market, or the gold futures market, technically is closed, but of course it's still trading. So I don't expect like a ton of volume. I may swing partial into the close, definitely not the whole thing. But yeah, I'm just going to be kind of trailing and managing the position. There's really not a whole lot I'm going to be doing. I'm definitely not going to be adding to it.
Very, very awesome. Well, you guys, appreciate you guys being here for sure. Thanks everybody for watching NinjaTrader Live. Get in the wheel of futures. Get in that. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to keep doing it going forward here at NinjaTrader Live. So get your share of the swag. It'll be awesome. I am going to dip in the chat. In the meantime, I'm going to wish you guys the best of luck on your trades going through the close.
Thanks, Jim. All right, fellas, was good.
Oh, what is going on?
Had a solid family weekend. Went up and saw my mom.
Nice.
Nice.
Helped her build a garden. How was with Nick? Is that your wife's first Mother's Day?
Her second.
Second.
Yeah, we had the baby still relatively like a newborn last Mother's Day. So yeah. We laid low, just cooked. I made her breakfast and dinner last night, and Yeah, we usually celebrate like every holiday with her family because they're close. So we kind of just chilled. It was also like tornado warnings all across DFW and
Oh,
terrible
wow.
weather. So good day to not waste trying to go figure out something to do with everybody.
Yeah. Speaking
Joey,
of,
how about you? Would you get any fishing done this weekend?
no, well, actually, no, I went out once. It wasn't for very long. It was just like an hour and a half or so, for the time that I could be out there. But, just kind of chilled, spent Mother's Day, with my wife, yesterday. And we just kind of had like a chill. She wanted like a really chill and calm Mother's Day. So we actually ordered some food and I went and picked it up and we came back and, just hung out the house, watched some movies with the kids and ate some
Nice.
Mexican food, made some root beer floats for the kiddos. And yeah, it was a really calm and it was a good one, man. It was really good.
Love a good root beer flow. That's a summer kickoff.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, the kids ate that up. Speaking of chat, for all the mothers in the chat, happy belated Mother's Day.
Whoa.
Yes. And for everyone with a mother, happy belated to their mother too.
NASDAQ getting a little jumpy up here.
Was Trump speaking again? I thought I saw something on Twitter that was talking again. I was like, oh my goodness.
Jack, killer position on gold, dude.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit of a sweat for sure, but
It is. Yeah.
I like the press when I really feel like I got to feel the market, and so far that's
you had a killer week last week too.
Yeah, well, I mean, I was able to just capture some really big like 10-hour moves, and add into them, which are it's very rare market conditions, and that's a skill set that takes like a while to develop, to understand like, hey, like, first of all, you kind of got to see it ahead of time, like in your mind, picture where it's going, and then once it starts moving that direction, like really add into that position, and then a bit basically I'll just continue to trade like this until I start losing, and then I'll just cut back my size again, because it can get to your head really, really quick.
Yeah.
Trading big, I mean, mistakes can be compounded. When you take, it's pretty easy to take a $15,000 loss when you're trading with the size I got on, and you got to make sure that doesn't affect your psyche.
Sure.
But I'm hoping it can continue. I do think, I'm going to, I'm not going to hold this all through close, but I will try to get long in. I still think it's going higher, and it's just been given good entries. For what I look at least, versus like the NQ and the ES, even though I am super bullish, it's only like 1 or 2 entries a day I'd even want to take to get into that long trend. And we're all kind of paralyzed by this perma bull run, I think. When it comes to trading, it's just becomes really hard to be so aggressive to get into the moves. And I just feel like gold has not gotten to that point yet where it's like, I mean, if you go back to the silver gold blow-offs of what was that, December?
Mm-hmm.
Or January, I don't remember what month it was actually, but that was such a hard move to get into, and it was just straight. What, silver was up 100% in a month.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it was flying,
and that's how I just kind of feel about the indexes right now. Not that they're ever going to be up 100% in the month, because the indexes just don't do that. And boy, if they did, there's some crazy stuff going on.
Yeah, there would be.
But yeah, just continuing to just look for pullbacks and try to get long after dips.
Yeah.
Tons of volatility across the board in all the assets.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, oil kind of calmed down for a bit, but man, that thing is back to skipping around.
Yeah, it's interesting. And then just you have NASDAQ in literal infinite bid mode. I mean, any dip is just getting bought up and ripping back to all-time highs.
I mean, if you just looking at this on like the 4-hour or the daily, it just looks absurd.
Yep.
From 23K, Jack, when we were talking about getting long. And here we are. I had never in a million years thought we'd be this far, this fast, but
no.
I mean, we had just gotten in 28. We had just gotten into 28Ks, and how many days did we spend there? Like 3?
Exactly.
Yeah,
that's why I guess, I mean, I'm not calling a top by any means, but realistically, I would love something back down into this lovely area here. The 26,000, let's call it the 600s to the 200s. I would have loved that at any point until we had this kind of just blow off FU week last week, just straight to the top side. So now when do we get any sort of pullback of this? I have no idea. But that's the area I'd probably start nibbling again to try to find longs, or something catastrophic is probably happening and we're going to retrace more of this.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, last week's NASDAQ weekly candle, 1,700 points. So, the next targets I really have above, I got at 29,840s on my higher time frame analysis, and then really all the way up to 30,700, which are both on the table. I mean, clearly 29,000. I mean, that's 29,840s. That might be this week, but that 30,700. I mean, that is just a hop, skip, and a jump away, based on the way we're moving. So,
it wouldn't take much for us to get to 30K at all.
Yeah,
we've just been. I mean, 29,800s. That could definitely come this week. We're already at what 29,004s. That could happen in the next couple of days.
Just a CPI report away, right?
Yeah, just a CPI report away, 100%. That could send us a 30.
Guys, remember, so we're doing a giveaway, and they got a bunch of cool stuff. That silver coin I've showed you guys before, it's somewhere on my desk. Hoodies, you got to spin a wheel. But if we can get to 300 likes and 800 concurrent viewers, which at 540 right now, I think we'll probably get to 800, but it's definitely easy with 540 of you in here to get to 300 likes. So if you're in here, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button, and get that up to 300 likes, and then submit. I don't know if does it just pull everybody in the chat? I'm not sure if it pulls every name in the chat or how it exactly works, but there's a few things that you could potentially win. So hit that like button, get us up to 300 here today, and maybe you can go with a silver coin, which would be the best thing to probably win today, considering that thing is up 7%. No, what is it up now? Yeah. 7%, 7% today, 6.8. So do us that favor.
We can do it easy, chat. Easy. I believe in you guys. What do you guys think it would take for this market to actually come back down in reverse? I'm curious.
I don't know.
Really bad earnings, honestly. Like just like a fundamental, really bad earnings, or a complete blow off top is a possibility, where oil sustains prices above 110. If oil continues, which I don't really know why, like looking the way things, I mean, let's just say above 100. I mean, 110 is it's not that far from here, but oil continues to sustain prices above 110, and we get a blow off top in the indexes. I think there's going to be some consumer pressure, but that could literally be 2 quarters away.
Yeah.
At best.
If earnings are even bad.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the cycle for us to get to that point where, because nothing matters but AI, it's dragging the market higher. All of these, I think I saw some stat. It's like maybe it's 5% of stocks are within 10% of 52-week lows or something, and that's only happened like 4 times in history. But there's clearly winners and losers, on a big scale with this whole change. And the number one important thing, just trade what you're seeing. Trade what you're 100%. Seeing.
That's the biggest thing that I have focused on the past few days is like, yes, I have come into the day with a bias, and maybe you guys still have like a bias, but one thing I've learned is I'm just coming into the day taking what the market gives me. Like if we're still bullish, great, we're still bullish. If we show signs of reversing, then great. I've stepped away from having a daily bias and just kind of watching what the market gives me.
Yeah. So one of the easy things that I do, like for indexes, and I'll bring like the ES around here. So this midpoint that I have on my screen, this is blue line, that is just the middle of the prior day. And I've noticed in trends, until we get a daily close literally below the middle of the prior day, that's not even that bearish. I don't even want to consider shorts as an entry. And we've probably all told ourselves that a lot of times on the way this entire rally, but listening to yourself and telling yourself are two different things. But like I've just made a hard rule for myself moving forward with the indexes while this run continues to exist to not short unless the previous day. So today would have to close all the way below in the ES 73.82 for me to even want to look for a short upset up tomorrow. And then, but the next day we'll have a new number. And the next day we'll have a new number. So that number adjusts every single day. But that's just a really good rule I have for myself. When you do have these hyperbolic runs, this is a hyperbolic run as hard as I've ever seen, to really, make sure that maybe you're not going to kill it to the upside, but just don't get your butt kicked.
Yeah, 100%.
Do I consider this a poor high? I mean, that ain't great. Like there's zero excess. That is a flat top at 480. So yes, unfortunately, I would technically consider that, but we don't need to go into debating on what's a poor high or low. But yes, that's pretty shitty.
This morning really ate at me when I missed that move on the NASDAQ from the 270s back in the 300s. That was just super clean IB failure for me, and I would have been long that, and had I seen it in time, but just missed it. Been eating at me today.
And yeah, Mia, as far as my entries go, so I do multiple time frame analysis. I start off, I look at the daily almost every day, just one time. I don't need to look at it multiple times. It's obviously not changing very often. And then I break it down to a 4-hour. I pick potential support or resistance levels on that higher time frame. And once I have like a higher time frame support or resistance level, then I go to two conclusions or two decisions. One is just actually limit the level that I've decided to do, or two is wait for the level to trade and then look for different forms of confirmation that I have. One of them being indicator based. I mean, two, you can just be a price based. Take out a swing high by a pullback. But I don't use one specific time frame ever. I look at multiple time frames. I'm aware of where I think we're going on the weekly of every product I trade, and then I just look for entries on higher time frame. The higher the time frame, the more the market participants. The more market participants, the better the reaction is going to be to your level, at least if you know what you're doing. Oil really coming off here, but I mean, oil's kind of inverse that theory I had. So this orange line is what I refer to as the upper mid. So when when this is what I refer to as ATR failure. This will be a free code I'm releasing, but this bar up here on CL on the 5-minute high. Let me see how big that was. That was a almost a dollar candle, and it was an average true range expansion. I refer to this as an ATR failure. So we expand into highs, immediately get no bids within 25 minutes, take out that low. This is a topping signal for me. So because this is just people chasing market orders, expanding range, no continuation, a failure back below. And then this is really the first pop we've had here that I got short basically right after we got on. And then just expecting a continuation.
That sounds a lot like my IB failure strat.
Probably is. I feel like a lot of strategies have so many similarities. It's just a different way to look at some of the same price action. But what do you look at when you see an IB failure?
Yeah, so when we have IB high as an example, right? The high that we set in the first hour of the day, when price goes up and peaks above IB high, but then buyers are unable to catch any sort of continuation above that level, sellers come back in and bring us back down into the IB range, and I'd be looking for shorts at that point.
Solid.
And vice versa on the low side, right? I mean, when you have IB low, you have sellers driving us down below IB low, but they can't catch any type of continuation below that level. Buyers bring us back up into the range. I long that, and we see more upside. Sounds very similar.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm looking at the IB because gold has a different time of opening than the ES and you do. So the IB high in gold is 47.50. 46, if I'm correct, or somewhere around there. So he actually failed from that IB high on the second test around 1120. So I'd say for my position in gold, to break above that 47, 46, it's going to make me feel a little confident. But it's I don't really expect a lot. It's slow moving. It's probably going to move more in Asia.
Yep. Joey, do you always take profit at IB mid? Not always, no. I mean, I have the expectation that we are going to retrace back to the IB mid, but it's not something that I look at like as a profit taker. There's a lot of times where I'll take profit before we get back to the IB mid. If I'm in an all in, all out position, then I'm usually out before the IB mid. But if I'm in a position where I know I'm going to trail at runners, then usually the IB mid would be where I take profits in that scenario.
So we're not going to debate the poor high per low. We're not going to do it. Can't do it anymore. I'm tapped out, man.
Mia, my targets are based on a few different things. One of them is ATR. My stops, my first, and it depends on like, so when I got short this, I've moved my orders around, but when I placed this order in CL, my first target and stop are equidistant, but I've actually moved them down and just waited. Sometimes I'll wait 25 minutes because if I think the entry is really solid and we immediately move within 5 minutes of the direction I'm trading, I just let time play out as opposed to price, and I'm expecting a break of this low that may or may not happen. But yeah, my first target's typically ATR based, but my final targets are not based on ATR.
Does my mic sound choppy right now?
Yeah.
It does?
A little bit. Yeah.
Okay. Let's figure this out. I noticed my memory usage was like off the charts, and I'm trying to figure out what is doing it.
I'm not very good at computers.
NASDAQ really chopping around up here in this 460s, 470s.
I don't really look for first target to necessarily pay for the trade. I mean, if you take a first target, it definitely reduces the risk. But my trade, if I hit a first target, unless I extend my first target, my risk is very rarely completely break even. It's usually just reduced by 2/3. So it doesn't necessarily pay for the trade, but it does reduce risk. I have rules that like are completely mechanical, and then of course, being a trader, I don't follow them all the time because I'm still a human being, but I can run them completely mechanical if I want to, just basically fully automated. But like this gold trade is not like, it's just more of my higher time frame bias layered on top of a lower time frame entry and then placed in with a trail and an ad. It's like a multi-step process.
Well, is NASDAQ going to try to make new all-time highs before the day's over?
It's interesting to see. I haven't traded the Russell here in a bit, but it is interesting to see the outperformance of that market here today.
Yeah, dude, I was watching the Russell this morning and it just went parabolic.
Yeah, I'll see, like that type of information I'll carry into the next day because we're still not even close to we're like 30-ish points away from last week's highs. So my expectation would be with like the Russell strength today that it is probably going to take out last week's highs and continue through them just based on the overall trend. So based on the relative strength in Russell today, that would be my favorable market to look for an entry tomorrow. as opposed to the NQ. So I will actually keep an eye on that. I may have a position in the Russell when I get on here. But let's see. Yes, kind of going nowhere in the last hour.
Yeah, Nasdaq's kind of the same. It's just chopping around in these 60s and 70s, trying to decide if we're going to go make new all-time highs or see a little bit of a pullback.
Yeah, my ideal entry today, if I were to get one in the NQ, would be around 29,360, 370. I don't know if we're going to get down there, but that would be the first level of interest I have. But the deeper levels are still 29,000 to 280, 290, which I do think will trade by tomorrow.
Steve is asking, Jack, please tell us about your gold play. Did you get in all at once?
No, I got in two separate trades, but the majority of my position, the second ad was on this ATR bar down into the midpoint. So if you see gold like this yellow or this blue bar, once again, that's a code that I have. That we basically paused right around there, and that's where I had my second ad, which is just a fourth of my position. But the majority of my position was entered right before. Actually, I don't know if you guys can see this right here. I'll move it over. It was like right around here. I got in like right before this run up. So I basically had like no heat, and then my ad brought my average up. I think my original entry was literally on this bar around 84s. I think 84s was my average before my ad, which brought it up to 94. So no, I did not enter that position all at once, but I did enter the majority of it at once. You see, how is my psychology with an 84K over profit? I've gone mental. I've been trading for so long. So I've had six-figure days and six wins and losses before many times. And the six-figure days are definitely more exciting than the six-figure losses, but for me, it's just like, if I ever feel that my position sizing is starting to affect my ability to analyze the markets, I'll size down and I will size up when I'm just winning. I don't know if you guys ever seen the movie The Pit or the documentary The Pit, but it's like there's just old school pit traders like sitting there drinking a whiskey. Have you guys seen The Pit?
I haven't seen it, no.
Oh, dude, you gotta watch it. It's so great. It's all the old school Chicago pit traders, and it just like talks about like, the history of the pit. And this guy's just like talking about whatever. He's got this smoker's voice and bought a glass of whiskey in his hand. He's like, when you're winning, bet more. And it's just yeah, bet more. It's classic. There's like, you can look up memes with it. I forgot the guy's name, but Pax said he had a story about him. I'm sure Pax knew the guy. I forgot what his name is, but just
I'm gonna have to check that out. Where's it at?
But you know what? I don't even know where you can find it anymore. It's been a few years since I've watched it, but just look up The Pit. I don't know who's got it these days, but it is a absolute classic. Let's see. The Pit trader movie. Okay, there's a couple of The Pit movies I see now.
It's on YouTube. I'm gonna check it out.
Okay. Don't leave the stream though.
No. I'll check it out later.
None of you are allowed to leave the stream. Check it out. I'm never telling you anything cool to watch again. But yeah, smash that like button. We're at 214. We need 300. One of you guys may get a silver coin, may get a hoodie, may get something else, but one of you guys will get something. But we need and then we need another 160 people here. So enter. Oh, there they go. Enter the giveaway. So you have to enter the giveaway and like the stream, and there's awesome prizes.
Like a silver coin.
Does this
Like
sound
a
any
silver
better, or
coin.
am I still breaking up?
Talk for a little more.
Is it any better or worse?
It sounds better.
That does sound a lot better, yeah.
I loaded a different chart book, and I may have solved my NinjaTrader problem that may have been eating RAM. I don't know. I've got too many things open, so I just started closing things, and hopefully that helped for right now. So I'm gonna.
Oh, no, it's
reshare
called
my charts.
floored.
Floored, like
I
floored into the
I
pit.
actually don't know. It's called the pit or floor. I thought it was called the pit. It's called floored.
I'm gonna add it to the list.
Maybe there's another one I'm thinking of. It's a classic. They haven't made one like that in a long time. They actually haven't made any good trading. This is the best thing that trading's come out with as far as content, as far as I'm concerned. NinjaTrader Live. But yeah, now it's just like podcasts. I'm a Cubs fan.
NASDAQ pulled back to its IB high. Let's see if it holds a bit above. Or if we want to see some price below the IB level there, sellers trying to move this thing down. Breaking down below IB high here.
Yep.
It wouldn't come as a shocker for us to bounce off IB high and hold it, just considering that the NASDAQ's been bidding up every dip.
IB high was in the first 5 minutes, wasn't it?
Yeah, so IB high was set like that. Yeah, that first 5-minute candle.
Pretty wild.
Yeah. It was like what, like 150 pointer candle or something like that?
Yep.
Yeah.
153.
Yeah. Yeah, wild bid off the open.
And then they forgot about it. The next bar was pretty wild too. I actually didn't trade the open. I was just already in gold from an hour before. And
honestly, it was a pretty chaotic morning off the open. I mean, they had that 150 point 5-minute candle off, just right off the rip. And then trying to pretty much fully retrace it, and then saw some aggressive selling to go down there and make the IB low at 274 before buying all the way back up. So it was quite the volatile one. I think at one point we had around a 50-point ATR. Thank you.
Yeah, I believe that. We're done.
Yeah, so it was pretty
sub 20 right now.
It was pretty volatile off the open. I'm actually, well, I want to see us hold, maybe get a retest of IB high. I wouldn't mind logging off IB high as long as we hold above there. Again, I'm just looking for infinite bids on the NASDAQ because, again, every dip just getting bought. I think IB high would be great for a continuation play. Definitely going to size down, though, if I do pull the trigger on that. Normally, I'd want to see sellers, like I would want sellers to bring us back below IB high and look for shorts for an IB high failure, but the higher probability just screams continuation on the upside.
It's just like, well, so the problem that I get into is like, even if the short's a good trade, the long is a better trade. And like the dip, it's hard for me. I'm not great at reversing, especially sometimes with some of the order functions that I have. Like if I place like a bracket and I have like another bracket, it's actually like, it doesn't like work out. I don't know, that it doesn't allow you to do that, like two brackets at the same time. So if you're short and you have a bracket in and you want to place another bracket long, I think it just rejects the order.
Yeah.
So I just wait for what I think is eventually like the higher time frame trend. You guys will all do yourself great favors if you just focus on trading the path of least resistance.
AKA longs.
Identify that. Yeah, I mean, and you can make that. I mean, there is times where the path of least resistance is debatable. There are times the path of least resistance is sideways. There's really no, and then there is times where the path of least resistance is so obvious that you don't believe it, and that is the phase of markets we are currently in.
Mm-hmm. Which I would argue makes things a lot more difficult.
And that's why it's so profitable.
Yep. Agreed.
The hardest trades to take are the most profitable.
Guys, trust me, I have all of the RAM. I don't need more RAM. That is not the problem here. But we're good. I have a chart up. We'll go from there. Honestly, I just need to, at this point, just shut it down and restart everything. Shut it, like computer-wise, reboot. But we're live. That's how much it works.
More RAM. How much RAM? How many RAMs?
All of the RAMs.
All of the RAMs?
Yes.
You got Rocky Mountain RAM. You got an East Coast RAM.
But we are 48 likes away from being able to spin the magic wheel.
Chat, y'all know what to do. See a little thumbs up button, have a thumb war with it. SK, where is IB high? What level is that? IB high on NASDAQ is 29,434.75.
I think there's 4 different species of RAMs in one football team.
Reboot. So a Windows user. Yes, that does in fact solve the majority of memory problems I've learned. Just literally start over.
Okay, so for RAM, we got the Rocky Mountain Bighorn, the Desert Bighorn, the Doll Sheep, and the Stone Sheep. And Nick has all of them.
Oh yeah, name all the RAMs.
All of the RAMs. I bought all of the RAMs.
I'm actually about to switch back to PC from Mac Studio.
It's about time, buddy.
Yeah.
Get with the crowd, dude. Can't be trading on NinjaTrader on a Mac, dude.
Yeah. No, I've got to make the switch. I'm going to keep the Mac Studio, but for all trading purposes, I'm getting the PC.
I feel like that's what a lot of us do. Like I have too many computers at this point, but yeah, trading goes to my tower PC, and then everything else kind of goes everywhere else.
I like the Mac Studio. I like the seamlessness between like transferring content between it and my phone because it's so easy. I just literally airdrop and like editing stuff. Like, I mean, it just makes things a lot easier. It's seamless. But for trading, I definitely need to go back to PC.
Yeah.
Tecnologia.
I mean, it's easy
Tecnologia.
Yeah, I have one MacBook, and it's just a really expensive thing for my daughter to watch her shows on when we're traveling. That's all it is. It's just a really expensive. I never use it. I bought it because they got me because it looked cool. I was like, oh, that thing is cool. They got like the little, when they came out the finger slider, you know, like the digital touchpad. I was like, oh man, all right, maybe I do need that. Then I tried to run parallels on it, and then I could fry an egg on my computer, and I was like, I probably shouldn't do this.
I did have a god tier PC before I sold for the
What's that
MacBook
mean?
Studio. Like it was a beast of a PC.
I have 3 computers on this desk I'm currently at.
I have 5 on this desk right now.
That's insane. Okay, you got
5
me.
computers?
Yeah. What do you guys think I do outside
Bro,
of
what
trading?
are you doing?
I do 18 other things.
What are you doing with 5 computers?
Like I said, I have all of the RAM. It's all here. I am the reason RAM is so expensive. No, I'm just contributing to the bubble, I guess.
Holy.
Tacky, I actually trade on laptops and I have a desktop as a backup.
Nick, does your office get like 100 degrees?
Yeah, it's hot as. Yeah, it's very warm here.
I
got two
Texas.
golden retrievers snoring under the desk, just adding to more heat.
Taking up your oxygen too.
It's not great, guys. And there's lights and cameras. Like this room probably contributes to 40% of my electricity bill every month.
I believe that.
I am market making. Unfortunately, no. I'm just creating my own data center to create AI images that make me laugh.
He's working while sitting in a sauna. All right. NASDAQ just flirting with IB high.
You can fall for it. You're flirting.
Flirting.
I usually fall for the flirting. $74.18 yes, give it to me. I'll buy that. Although I'd rather see oil crash.
I don't know. What do I think of the Falcon trading PC? I don't know what it is, but I'm going to imagine it's overpriced and marketed to people that do not need that much to run simple platforms out there in the space. And here's the other thing too. If you're buying a trading PC and trading off a web browser based platform, you don't need that. But if you are somebody that, I mean, I don't know. Because I have a pre-built that is not overly expensive from like a 2023 model. And I run so many things at the same time on this, including multiple charting platforms at times, depending on what I'm doing. And the stream, and nothing crashes. Like today was the only day I've had issues, but once again, I think this is more of a cache issue of stuff than like I've done all these things at the same time before, and it's never caused my mic or anything to clip. So yeah.
So I've increased my risk. Go ahead, Nick.
Say 30 more likes and we get to spin the wheel. 20 more likes.
Getting close, guys. So I've increased my risk because I'm not trading any props. And before I was duplicating orders on props, and therefore I had to, my risk would be $500, but it was realistically that across, multiple accounts, or $1,000 off multiple accounts. I just decided to just trade my own personal account, and therefore I can basically trade whatever size I want. And then that coupled with that, when I'm a firm believer, when the market is hot, you size up. And, I basically was able to just hit a couple of really fat trades on this move up. And I've just, with that, I'm pressing and increasing my risk to a level that I feel comfortable with, until I don't feel comfortable with it, or the market stops trending to the point where I think risking, more than I normally would is something where I feel comfortable. But while the market is, what I consider to be fairly favorable conditions for my strategy, I will increase my risk until it becomes unfavorable, and then I'll reduce my risk.
A lot of sellers coming in on an NQ here below IBI. It's a pretty aggressive move down.
Relatively large. Relatively large. No, I do not think there is an element of luck involved in being profitable. I think there's an element in luck in that can occur trade by trade basis, but luck only exists to those who are skilled enough to be in the game long enough to get lucky.
Survive long enough.
I think luck is something also that happens more in options trading than futures trading. You can only
NASDAQ
get
is
lucky.
getting smoked off IBI.
Yeah, it's that failure down. I mean, I still, there's that previous day high right here. And the level I mentioned earlier, 29,363 might be coming into play. I might stick my neck out there. Gotta pull up an NQ chart. In low in order. I don't want y'all to front run me.
Got a VWAP down there at 372. Might be
I would
going
like
to
to buy this
revisit.
actually, but my charts
Five
are
more
being
likes to spin the wheel. Who's going to be the lucky man that pushes it over, or woman? I know we have many genders in here. Probably more than two.
We need a few more likes.
I'm about to switch to my burner just to get her going.
We can do it, chat. A few more likes. Let's go.
Do I need to switch to the Claude account to help you
There we go.
guys?
We got it. Like goal achieved.
All right.
All right, spin
You know
the
what
wheel.
that means?
I know you all like slot machines. Welcome to the NinjaTrader slot machine. Ching, 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 ching. Wheel of NinjaTrader Fortune.
The Wheel of Futures.
Let's go.
Little requirement before we spin this wheel. You got to be here to win the prize. So make sure you didn't just like it and do your entry and just say, peace, guys, have fun. You got to be here.
Here we go. The countdown.
And the winner is.
Can we get a live screen of the spin? I kind of want to
do
see.
we not get to see it spin?
Yeah, come on.
Okay. And the winner is Ben R. 6051.
Okay. So
You got
Ben,
1 minute to tell us you're here in the chat.
and then we move on to the next lucky contestant. So Ben, if you're here, type yes, and you got your countdown timer right there. And then we're gonna spin it.
Ben R. Are you here?
Ben R, Ben L left. We figured you were, Jim. All right. Well, all y'all that are saying here, Look at those likes jump up 30 since we started playing casino games. So people want to see.
Uh-oh. Ben's missing
It's
out.
7 seconds. Oh, yeah, wow.
R.I.P.
Wait, is
All
he
right.
here?
Somebody else's chance. We're going to get another random winner, I think. Pick another one.
No, you're not Ben R. He's gone. We're on. We're on to the next guy. Don't worry about him.
Lose.
I identify as Ben R.
All right. Who's going to announce the winner?
Go for it.
The next winner is S. Druckles. I'm waiting for like a troll name. S. Druckles, are you in the chat? You have 1 minute to respond. S. Druckles, you are our next winner. And then you have to explain your name. Or is it SD Ruckles or is it S. Druckles? Don't know. You can tell us. Are we not entertaining enough for you guys to stick around? Okay, you get your name on the wheel by clicking the link that's back in the chat and entering. And then we pick a random name, and then once we pick a random name, didn't quite get to my NQ limit there. I have a limit at 63.5, traded 80 so far. There is the link there. Guys, if you haven't entered and you're here, you might as well enter it. The link is right in the chat. Swag giveaway, enter for a chance to spin Wheel of Futures. That'd be the link. If you can't see it, I can't help you. Can lead a horse to water, but you cannot make them drink.
Why are you people disappearing? You're liking the chat, you're entering the contest, then you just leave us. You're leaving us here to potentially just be stuck trading all-time highs forever. Is this my own personal prison? Is that what we're gonna do?
Running it back.
You guys, the prizes actually get better and better the more people that miss.
Yeah, we should just be doubling, tripling the prizes at this point.
Well, if we're on mute, then they're not watching too. So
all
could
right.
be a combination of things.
The next winner, Control Boy 9.
I'm waiting for a name that I've seen actually pop up in chat here today.
Control Boy 9, are you here?
Control Boy. Must be a Dom. If we could find Control Boy's sub.
I mean, if you guys aren't here, I'm about to take the prize for myself. Especially if it's that silver coin.
All right, come on, gold, keep going. The names are being drawn from the entry that is in the chat that NinjaTrader dropped. The NinjaTrader dropped it. It says swag giveaway, and there's a link. So if you enter there, which I'm about to enter mine just to see if it pops up. Although I wouldn't win. It's like the slot machine though, so everybody keeps putting a quarter in and the prizes just keep getting bigger and bigger. One more draw. All right, I guess we'll keep drawing. Somebody should be in here. I like to see that people are coming and going though. That means they probably have a job that they have to get back to before AI takes it. Yo Mama, I saw you yesterday. Happy Mother's Day, Yo Mama.
All right, who's the next winner going to be?
I think the drawings are separate from this morning, to be honest, but I'm not certain.
David Mead. Are you here? David. David Mead.
David Mead for the win.
Well, look at this bid on
If he's
NASDAQ.
not here, this is actually gonna. It kind of makes me realize how this chat works. I'm actually learning a bit here.
David Mead. Got about 30 seconds.
I say if you want a Ducati, that's a pretty good gift.
Dude,
So
look at
have
this
we
bid
given
on
away anything
NASDAQ.
yet?
No, we're I think going to be on our fourth.
Jack's about to give 1/100th of his gold winnings here if the next person happens to be here.
Yeah, right. Maybe we're gonna up the prize. Maybe give away the gold coin, gold gram, a gram. We're not giving away ounces of gold, but a gold gram.
I guess that long would have worked.
Right.
Yeah,
Right off the previous day's high in both ES and NQ there, literally to the tick almost.
Mega bid on NQ.
That's why we don't short.
Nope. Next winner, Steve 7237. Are you here?
Steve, you have 1 minute, which is all I'm good for.
Steve?
With my positions.
Come on, Steve.
Steve.
What's Steve?
Steve's here. We got him.
Yes. No.
Let's go.
Oh, there he is.
All right, now we get a spin. I was ready to see this wheel. I haven't seen this wheel yet. Slay. Here we go. All right.
Yeah, I was very confused before.
All right. Here we go. There's a spin, and it is.
Uh-oh.
Oh!
He
hell
got
yeah.
the silver
I got it on my
coin.
desk. Let me show you what you won.
Mine's somewhere.
Here we go. That is okay. That's cool. That's a cool win. Steve, now give us your social security number. Just type your social in the chat. And I'm just kidding. Don't do that.
Yeah, Steve,
This is what you want, Steve.
$86.74-ish cents.
There's a physical premium market here. There you go. NinjaTrader Live with Miami. Just kidding. It's Chicago.
Let's go.
It's been a good luck charm for me. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. You should all be sticking around if you're entering this competition because this man just found himself a whole coin richer. That is the best prize and the hardest to win. I didn't realize that they were skewed with the odds.
Congrats, Steve.
CL dropping down here through or getting close to taking out that local low. We have retraced 50% of the sell-off here in the NQ, which would normally, in a normal market condition, I would be taking a short here. But this is not normal market condition, so I will avoid. It is also IB high.
I was fixing to say we literally retested IB high to the tick.
Bud, your setup's working.
But I feel like we're going to continue catching a bid here.
No, for sure. It's like, I mean, we're only 10 minutes off the low or like on the second 5-minute bar. Not, if it works, I don't care, kind of thing. It's like, you just have to, I still have my bid below us at 63.5, and I will still take that if we get there.
Wait, so we picked so many winners. Is it just the one winner that claimed the prize?
Yeah, Steve
Okay.
wins.
No, we did so many. I was like, all right, so who's next? Because we were like 0 for 3. At least
So if
got
we
the
get,
last one.
we are actually close, guys. If we get another like 50 people in here, roughly at 800 people, we will do another drawing. So
That is true.
There is another chance for somebody else to win. So don't go leaving now. I know every one of you watching here might be wanting to leave now, but you're going to want to stick around, because if we get 50 more people in here, we're going to do it again at 800 continuous streams. We're gonna run it back.
Run it back.
Yeah. I would say a silver coin's better than a free combine or whatever it's called, prop test. That's guaranteed money.
Yeah, silver coin sweet. For sure.
I think they should give away a gold coin for whoever wins it. The cash prize include a gold coin and knock off 5K. That'd be sick. Oh, the NinjaTrader Arena Cup.
That was fun. Thanks to the best channel on the net. Yet another reason to always watch NinjaTrader Live.
If the NinjaTrader ends up naming the Cubs Stadium after them, I hope I get some tickets. Yeah, let me know, NinjaTrader team, if we have a box somewhere in Chicago. Nothing like a good corporate write-off. Okay, guys, if you could help us we want you to win. I love seeing you win. Share the YouTube link and get 50 more people in here. Just blast it out on Twitter. On Twitter. Like, hey, I'm watching this. This guy's up 80 grand right now. You should tune in and maybe win a silver coin. How about that? That should get some eyeballs.
Just go reshare it.
That was pure radio voice. I've been working on it.
You can retweet. If you guys aren't already following the NinjaTrader Live Twitter account, do that and just retweet the NT Live Media. NT Live Media is NinjaTrader corporate account for the YouTube. And I think if we all retweet the same thing, which I've already done, Nick's done, I think Joey's done it as well, we'll boost the reach on that post, which has the best chance of getting us to another winner. I'm at work too, Rebellious. Unfortunately, I don't have any coworkers in my office, so just on the internet. My internet friends.
The internet homies. All right, we're going to buy this thing back up, or what are we going to do here, Nas?
Tacky, it's kind of like just like if you were playing football for a really long time, you just used to getting tackled. But if you stepped onto the field for the first time and got drilled by an NFL linebacker, you'd probably never do it again. But if you've been working your way up and been playing football for 15 years, you know what it feels like. But I tell you what, if you do try to manage my position through the chat, I will block you because I don't need that in my ear.
Hey, bro, have you thought about taking some profit?
I thought about it. And then I decided not to. I will have to start trailing pretty tightly here. I mean, it's just really not moving, honestly, at this point. But sometimes we get a little pump into the close. We continue to make higher highs, higher lows, and I hope we'll get another higher high. Maybe 41.6 would be like something I'd move it down to. So I really want this oil to collapse.
That would probably send the NASDAQ back flying too.
I can definitely move that stop down though and see all that I can do. Move that down below my entry. I don't need to take a loss on that now.
I could honestly see NASDAQ just consolidating in this range the rest of the day.
Yeah. Well, I know where I'm buying it if we get there. And I'm not thinking about it too much otherwise.
I can hear my kids in the next room, or they just woke up from their nap, and I can hear them just having an absolute party in there. Destroying the room. I'm kind of scared to look on the camera. Oh yeah, that room's destroyed. Oh wow, more sellers coming through. Is a consolidating market better for my strategy? For my favorite strategy, yes. The IB failures, they work best in ranging markets. Just because there is no trend, like there's no continuation to either end. And so you'll see those reversals off those IB levels. It's not the only entry model I have. Like, I mean, I have, you know, entries that play off of trends like the IB mid, where like we have a directional move off the open and we retrace back to the IB mid. I might look for trades that will catch continuation from that directional move that we had.
Move this target down. We're just running out of time for once. We push back down through this low here. Still got a limit at 63.5 in the N cube. Oh, man, we are stuck at the 750 viewer watch level. Come on, YouTube algo, push us.
Oh, hey, business duck.
One day he'll talk back. One day they'll AI our voices into the business duck.
Do I use Synergy? That way one mouse goes between all 5 computer screens? No, not all 5 are actually. I'm utilizing 2 currently right now.
Is that like an app?
Probably. Or I mean, I think Logitech lets you do that with some of theirs, but there's a lag. Like that's not a seamless thing. I've done it before. Between just 2 computers, and it's a nightmare if you're trying to be efficient. Like it's easier just to grab a second mouse. Like there is latency when it tries to switch between computer screens.
Makes sense. I have 2, but
Yeah, so technically there's 3 mouses on my. It's seamless. Well, maybe it's come a long way then. But no, I don't know if I'd really want that. Maybe I would. I think on my MacBook and my
I wonder if you could do both.
PC, I'd probably use it.
Like, could you have one individually for each, and then if you decide to roll it over, it works too? Like that might be
That
interesting.
would kind of be cool. Well, Mark, let me. I guess I'll have to check it out because I was using the old, I guess, hardware based ones, and it was always kind of an issue.
Is that a free application, Mark, or is it a paid subscription? Last thing you need is another subscription. I have so many subscriptions that honestly I forget about them. I'm at that point in my life where I'm like,
yeah, I'm bad. I'm bad too, and some stuff's on the business, and it's just like it's a disaster.
No, that's the thing. Some stuff like I had this software that like it's one of those things like you promo signed up, it's like $50 a month, and then like literally 2 years later, I realized I was paying $300 a month for 2 years for like something I wasn't using. I was like, what in the world? I am $5,000 deep into this software I don't use.
Yep.
It's bad. I need to do a full audit. I just haven't had time. Well, I guess I have all the time in the world. I just need to prioritize my time better sometimes. Instead of doing what I did on Saturday, which is just like waste 3 hours to just make my friends laugh for 20 minutes.
NASDAQ right down to VWAP.
Let you share copy. That would save me so much time. The shared copy paste. This actually is sufficient.
That is nice, actually, because I normally just DM myself things.
Yeah, it's like I use my like internal, like Google Chat basically to send things between operating systems.
Is it so? It's literally just called Synergy. Thanks, Jack.
Yeah, I just looked it up.
Oh, cool.
I'm gonna have to play around with this. Well, I appreciate that, Mark. Yeah, because I just remembered the Logitech hardware version of this was awful. For instance, you're supposed to just hand him a W-2, give him pseudo control of your TurboTax login and say, make no mistakes. And there's definitely not going to be any audit coming.
What timeframes are relevant to you for multi-timeframe ATR analysis for intraday trades? The only ATR I pay attention to for my trades is the 5-minute ATR, which is because that's kind of relevant to the time frame that I'm actually executing on. Analyzing and executing are 2 different things. I analyze on multiple time frames and I execute primarily on the 5-minute. So the ATR is based on the execution. So even if I have like a daily support level, I'm still using a a 5-minute stop because I'm not going to use, if the daily ATR is 600 points, I'm not going to be using a 600 point stop to get to the NQ. I'll watch the daily level that I've anticipated trading, take a 5-minute ATR stop trade on it, as opposed to like letting it run 600 points against me before finding out if I'm wrong. I'm going to take a third of this CL off here. Just been in it long enough, and we got 30 minutes left.
Yeah.
Are you boys both doing the Arena Cup?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Joey, what day are you doing?
I'm on the second one, the 15th.
Wait, yeah, I'm on the second as well.
Nice.
It's a Monday, right?
I think they're Tuesdays.
Tuesday.
And I think qualifier 1, the one I'm doing, is officially not sold out, wrong word, but it's full. So if you're still interested, you can register for the second or third Tuesday with that link that was just posted in the chat. And you can trade with Jack and Joey in those qualifiers.
I actually signed up for the wrong one somehow.
I did that last year. Don't worry.
Yeah. Ryan's like, dude, come on. I was like, I swear, it's not my fault.
You can still give me explicit instructions. I will still do that every other time.
100%. Not very good at instructions. I did it on my phone.
Jack told me he never worked a real job ever, never sat in a real interview. And so, yes, of course, like naturally normal project management, task related things like that might just not be muscle memory to completely read certain things.
Dropped out of college as well. So
yeah,
I stopped flying directions a long time ago.
I've noticed that stuff as like I'm just like, from somebody that was in the corporate world for their almost 14 years. It's getting going like this. Slowly, that stuff is just dying out of my brain. It's not good. It's not good.
Sometimes I wonder what it's like.
I wonder what it's like now, to be honest. Like, is there just like a weird energy on corporate floors because of all the layoffs, and Claude's going to take your job next? And I don't know. I don't know the vibe. You couple with what's going on, I guess, with the fact that I have a toddler now. It's like I haven't caught up with coworkers and people that I used to know, and like happy hours and things. Like I have no idea. I have no pulse on what the internal dialogue and taste is going on. Like what the what the behind the scenes jargon actually is, not what they're talking about on earnings calls. Like what does the sales floor actually feel like these days? I don't know. I don't have my grip on that pulse anymore.
Yeah. Let me get one final move down. I've covered now 2/3 of my CL. My stop has gone to break even. I got the other day, I think it was Friday, we just like dumped into close on CL. I don't know what it was on. Not huge, but we basically dropped over $1. I mean, which isn't much of a range here, but 800 viewers are spinning again.
Oh, let's go.
And we're doing it all week long, guys. So it's not just today. It is tomorrow. It is Wednesday. It is Thursday. And I assume it's Friday as well. But at least all week long, you're going to be wanting to tune in. I think they're doing 1 in the morning and 1 in the afternoon. And so tune in tomorrow. If you're here today, tune in tomorrow. If you're here tomorrow, tune in the next day. And as you can see, you got a good chance of winning because we draw like 5 times. So stay on with us.
Nasdaq's seeing a pretty decent bid off VWAP there. See if it holds. Running out of time though. We got 26 minutes.
We all want to win. My groceries are here. I don't really, I pay attention to volume, but it's not something that I, in any form, really add to my process, to be honest. But like, I'll notice, like if we put in a high and it's the highest 5-minute volume bar of the day, like I'll notice it, but it's not necessarily something that I'm like trading on. I just price. I'm just a price guy. Price, time, and momentum and trends. Just formulation of that. Determine a trend, find an entry, manage your risk.
And then manage risk some more.
Yeah, and then manage risk some more. And the biggest thing I do is just try to switch markets that I think are trending that are providing entry. And that's how you guys see me trade many different markets. Just like if I have a strong bias in any market, it's easier for me to trade that market than if I don't have a bias. And a lot of times, like the market just trades in conditions where there really isn't a reason to have a strong bias. Like it could go either way. There's definitely a strong bias in the ES and Q, but it's just been harder to find entries. There is like 1 or 2 a day that I would take, but I'm not always at my desk for those 1 or 2 a day. My strategy in trading is buy low, sell high. I don't think there's like a way to define like what I don't have, like, I don't use just one thing. I use a combination of things. My process is looking for a trend bias, determining an entry, and then placing stops based on the average true range, and then managing those entries based on how aggressive the move is out of my entry. The faster we move out of the time I've entered, the longer I'll hold. So if I get in a position and it's ripping my way, I just take my targets and I drag them up. Like this CL position, it moved my way right away and I dragged them down, but now we're kind of not going anywhere. And so I just took 2/3 off and put my stop to break even. So it's determining a trend, finding an entry into that trend, and then I think it's way easier. Like I will trade markets both sides of the day occasionally, but I ideally want to be focused on markets where I believe the trend is strong enough to only reward or really only be worth your time to trade one side of the market.
Mm.
So I think it's easier to trade the one side. I mean, you can trade 2 sides of the market. I can trade 2 sides of the market. But if I'm trading one side of the market, my bigger trades are going to be coming from markets that are just trending, because you can hold them. And when you hold markets for longer periods of time, you get bigger risk reward ratios. It's really just that simple. That's why investors like that, they talk about the huge wins. Those huge wins come from holding. I do use fibs, yes. This is the market analyzer. This is also going to be releasing. I actually had to code it completely outside of what it currently is in the market analyzer and create a separate window similar to if you guys have ever used a trade copier and imported it that way, and it's under new. So I'm actually working on that now. I had to create it completely outside of the market analyzer to get it to do some of the things I need it to do. So this what you're seeing right now is going to be completely new. I tweeted out a picture of what it's going to look like on my Twitter last week. But these are the markets that I'm looking at.
Yeah, Jack, I meant to message you this weekend and be like, if you need someone to try to break the damn thing and beta it for you, happy to play around with that.
No, I'll shoot it over to you once I get it done. I mean, I got a coder who's helping me. Trust me, I'm not I'm just the designer, but my guy is pretty on top of it.
Nice.
But yeah, and I got a call with Mike tomorrow to kind of answer any questions. He's been super helpful, and like wasn't even aware that I could create it outside of here. Have you ever talked with Mike Burke?
Yeah, not about creating a custom like a indicator plugin add-on like that, but for other issues that I've had in the past, because I'm just not smart enough to understand some of these things. So
I need to
But
get
yeah,
back with Mike. He's
great guy.
he's helping me get my IB indicator in NinjaTrader.
Nice.
Yeah.
You want me to? So I'll sell a couple contracts if we get this high. I'll tell you that because we are running out of time. So let me just place a couple orders here on this high because don't really feel like market ordering this position. Oh, make sure I don't have. Do I have a bracket order set? We'll see. I'm not sure if this is a bracket order or not. If it is, it's instantly going to fling out a couple more orders. So I'm taking two of 20 off, taking the 10th off here. If we can retake this high that we've had in the afternoon, because it's basically going nowhere. Are you front running me, guys? Are you doing that? That's what you're doing.
NASDAQ looking like it wants to catch a bid back above 400s.
Jack, where's your? That's funny. When I watch, because now that I stream late Sunday nights, like I'm watching some of these markets though, and I actually love your area of your. I'm sure you averaged around there, but that spot in gold.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
yeah.
84s is basically 84s was my initial entry, and that was like damn near close to the lows of the opening 5-minute candle, and then I averaged in on the drop at 11 or 12.
Well, as I've said on the show before, like I'm starting to turn how do I guess do things like Jack's doing? Like how do I be more efficient with my time and actually watch other markets without having to watch other markets? Like finally turning the vibe coding side of this to actually benefit me, and it spit out I think part of the like version 1 has fibs and other things in there, but it went right to like the I guess the 0.38 fib was down there last night, and it just kind of made sense for a variety of things in that area too. But it flagged it in my dashboard as we were on air last night, and I was just once again it's too early for me to want to jump into certain things. But now I'm looking at the actual volume structure to back that up too, and spot makes sense as an LVN. So those other layers I'm trying to add into some of these other things that are nothing's revolutionary that I'm building, but it's just other stuff I can do to put other symbols front and center so that I don't have to stare at a screen and try to find spots or markets that are potentially moving or coming into potential entries.
Totally.
So hopefully we get there soon. It would help if I'm not doing 14 projects at the same time with one developer that is not a real person.
Yeah. So like with this scanner, what I look for is like, so I have 3 different signals that I'm looking at on this, and it's like you have a trend bias, and then these are just 2 different momentum indicators that I use. So if I can have 3 that align, and you guys, feel those are the markets I like to gravitate towards. So right now on gold, MGC and GC is bullish on the trend bias, has two different of my trend signals that I look for, both bullish. So that would be a market I'd want to trade for long. And then you can look MET, which is Ether, micro Bitcoin, which, usually if the volume, of course, micros are sometimes different than very, very rarely you can have different signals, but pull up a chart of MBT or MET and take a look at those charts. Now, if you want to look at something bearish, really the currencies are the only thing I have across the board that are in agreement on all 3, and that's the 6S and the 6C. So, just take a look at those charts and you can see like those are charts that are trending down. And so if I can find a trend and then I just focus, really, this finds the trend, I find the entry, and then my process is just like kind of semi-automated exits. And just to, if you think about how you're trading and what inputs you're putting into why you're making the decisions you're making, and then what a part of that can you have done for you. Some people can make everything do for them. You look some of the big firms, they're almost fully automated. They definitely still have humans, but just to think bigger, and how far you can take your capabilities in your trading.
Think bigger. I like that. I like thinking big. We got algos coming up here in 5 minutes.
Need some fills. I actually might get fill. I still have my NQ order out. I don't know. I just feel like I should just take it anyway, but I'm just going to leave my order out there in the NQ at 63.5. Probably won't be holding it long, but if I can get filled. But thank you all for tuning in. If you haven't already liked the stream, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button before we go here. We got about 15 minutes left.
We got quite a bit of likes in the stream this time around, huh? 415.
All right, took 2 off. 2 of my 20 have been taken off there. And in bold. And I'm going to start peeling more off because I'm not going to hold this through close. I'd rather just re-enter, which I will probably do. So another 5 up here if you get up there. Cancel this.
NASDAQ just hanging VWAP here until MOCs.
Crazy.
Useless. I do not know what the record is. But I'm not going for records.
Bidding up one more time here before MOCs come out.
Yep. We got the lovely market on close algo here in a second. Or I guess 2 minutes.
Kane's going to come in and remind us.
All right. I got a bunch of stacked orders here now. Sets of 2s.
Trailed or above?
No, just limits above us. If we get like a little blast out, I mean, I'll just, there's 1. You will get slippage on a market order of a 20 lot in NQ. That's for damn sure. So,
yeah. You say you're stacking your exits up there?
Yeah, just a couple ticks apart. I'm gonna move this CL stop below this local high. I actually have to check and see if I have this bracket in because it's actually knocking off. I do have a bracket in. That's what I was wondering why my orders, because as I was getting filled, one of my orders was lowering its quantity. It's because I have a bracket in there. There we go.
And, well, we got 30 seconds.
Some more. Down to half this position now.
Nice. Good work,
Nice
dude.
work, sir.
Dude, that's crazy.
Attention traders, it's algo time.
Well done.
Thank you. And making highs at least into this range in the close. There's all right. Got 8 left. There's an ATR up there. There's 6 left.
Good to be a gangster.
There you go. There's your song. Oh, what? Oh, there's my average moving up as I'm exiting from my ad down here.
Thank you. Trying to push as well.
Yeah. Thank you. Getting some buyers here.
Let's see.
MOC's pushing us up here. Tomorrow's gonna be an interesting one. Got CPI.
Yep. I'm going to cancel my NQ order that will not be getting filled here at 63.5. Just canceled that. This is a new trade. These positions are entered in this week.
NQ 30K tomorrow. I mean, stupider things have happened.
Like we said earlier, we're one CPI report away.
I mean, we've already just gone 28% straight up. What's another couple percent at this point? Just make it an even 30 and we'll go from there. And then maybe we can pull back to what is already like a 50% retracement back towards that like 300 spot. Wow.
And another thing that I've kind of hammered in my mind over the last few years is, guys, when we're running like $2 trillion deficits, that money all ends up in the market.
Yep.
Okay, so like that's just, inflation is part of the game, and the market goes up because money continues to get printed that doesn't exist, and the government spends. And as long as that happens, we're gonna have pullbacks, but we're going higher.
Oh yeah.
And just don't be a perma bear. That's a very bad place to be. The guy I work with named Perry, he always says you can only bet against America once and be right.
This is true. You're fighting so much momentum of buying, like Jack is saying. Like it's impossible outside of a not black swan, but more catalyst driven scenarios, because everything gets bought, as we could see. War at the end of the day is bullish, and you should have been buying down there in the 23K, 24K areas. Are we going to push this back to 420 guy? Yep.
I just got taken out of my final trail on CL.
Didn't realize I was on the financial juice screen. There we go.
I'm gonna hold 3, and then I'm probably gonna re-enter into 10 overnight somewhere if I see a place. But I want to hold 3 just in case we end up doing something crazy, because my targets are still above. But I'm looking to sleep tonight. I don't want to be awake all night. All right. Out of 17 of the 20.
Nice. That's a big bag secured.
Yes, sir. Russell really breaking down here too into the close, kind of on these local lows. 50% retracement for the week, and the Russell is going to be at 28.71, and I'll probably look to buy that overnight if we open down there at 28.71. Going into CPI, full 50% retracement from the Sunday night low in the RTY. Took a third off and ride it into the number. But yeah, I mean, the other thing is, the CPI comes in cool, it's going to launch gold. If it's in line, it could also launch gold. If it's hot, may send gold lower. But I definitely think gold's going to be a big mover on CPI tomorrow, probably more as a percentage change than the indexes is my assumption. And that's why I think a lot of the positioning you've seen over the last 5 days in gold has come from people positioning into the anticipation of these numbers we're going to see this week. Wow, we're really moving here in gold.
Yeah, gold catching a nice bid.
So sometimes you just hold into the clock, There's no like price exit. It's just let the market figure out its way.
Yeah, close in about 4 minutes. Gold might be buying into the close there.
Thank you guys. I have no stops on this position, and I probably really won't place some until CPI. I'm not really concerned about having a stop right now, to be honest. I'm 20 points in profits, and we're going into close, and I would be canceling it anyway and replacing it based on the structure. But I mean, when I reposition myself into a new entry, I will be adding stops. But until then, I'm not too concerned about it. I will repeat, I think my gold target is on a higher time frame of the next 3 weeks is like 5,100. So, and take a look at the daily chart if you want, but if we can crack through this resistance we saw in mid-April, which is up at 48.64, I think we're going to get a run right back up and above 5Ks.
Ooh, fancy. Look at Nightbot now putting the trader profiles into the chat.
Ooh, Nightbot.
Yes, and I actually added a little fun thing for that profile. I did like an abbreviated white paper kind of version of the course, like must knows type of thing. So if you don't have time to spend time going through 38 lessons, there's a much cleaner PDF version on that page now. Not cleaner, that's the wrong word. Shorter PDF version.
Hey, guys.
Jim.
Hey, Jim.
Great job this afternoon, as usual.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
We are definitely living in extraordinary times. That's for sure.
Yeah.
I would agree with that. Yeah.
The crazy part is it's only Tuesday. We got some more trading to do this week, kids.
Jim, it's Monday.
It's actually Monday, Jim.
Is it Monday? See?
Yeah, which I don't
didn't
know
what
if
that
that's
is.
worse or better that you said that, because as soon as it came out of your mouth, I was like, yeah, it is already Tuesday. And then I realized, no, it's not. It's literally Monday afternoon.
Well, I'm thinking about Tuesday because tomorrow we got a great show, by the way, just to kind of rattle off some names and brag a little bit. We do have T-Trade early in the morning with us. T-Trades is going to be doing Tape Talk. Trading the open, Christian and Merritt Black are going to be trading the open. And Nick and Jack are two of you guys are joining in with Merritt and Chris taking over the baton there in the morning. And then trading to close, XYZ, Selma, Kane, and Leo. Wow, there's a foursome for you right there.
Nice.
It's like a golf outing. Nice. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9 different traders tomorrow. The bell rang.
Wowzers.
There we go. Another bid. Keeps on moving, man. Buy every dip. Seems to be the key. Incredible. Well, we'll see how everything goes. Appreciate everybody who participated in the spin of the wheel. That was awesome. Super fun. I think we're going to keep that thing rolling for a while. So tomorrow is another day. And looking forward to it. Let's give these guys a round of applause, please. All right. Having said all that, folks, thank you guys, by the way. Great job. Having said all that, everybody, remember, most important message of the day, please be safe out there, be good to each other, and we will see you soon.
Take care.
Chat.
See you, chat.
On Tuesday.